So thank you so much, Mr. Kapoor, for joining here at the Bridge India magazine. We are privileged to have you for this discussion, which is primarily on your efforts in the area of women empowerment. Mr. Kapoor, what has been women's contribution in strengthening Tech Mahindra's vision at large?
So I'll first talk about some specific projects or programs that Tech Mahindra Foundation implements, which have women. I'd like to start by talking about our flagship skill development program, which is the program, an acronym for Skills for Market Training. Now, since its inception in 2012, we have been ensuring that at least 50% of all the students who are trained, all the beneficiaries of the program are women. Now, that's not how really, the workforce is. We know that in the workforce, there's 80% men and 20% women. But we've balanced by promoting a few initiatives which are especially women-centric. For example, in our healthcare
Okay.
academies, which is like a flagship for our work in skill development, we have an academy in Mumbai, which is
Hmm.
an all-women's academy. I think this is probably the only skill development initiative in healthcare of its kind, where not
Hmm.
just the students, but the entire staff, including the security guard at that academy, is a woman.
Hmm.
So that's how we've kind of made a
Fabulous.
statement about working with women. Also, we are working with certain specially vulnerable sections. So, for example, one of our centers here in Delhi focuses on women who are victims of domestic violence.
Hmm.
That's an unfortunate reality in our country. So we've chosen to again, stick out our necks and say that we would want to find ways by which we could integrate these women into the workforce.
Hmm.
Similarly, in all now, one important initiative that we are working on right now is an entrepreneurship development program for women, which we feel is extremely important, especially in the post-pandemic era, because
Right.
as we know that the economy was significantly hit, especially at the bottom of the pyramid, and
Right.
that's where I think it's very important to promote micro enterprise or entrepreneurship concerned. So these are just some of the examples that I wanted to share in terms of what we do.
Right.
And now coming to the question that you asked about women's contribution in strengthening TMF's vision,
Hmm.
again, happy to state that Tech Mahindra Foundation is probably the only subsidiary of Tech Mahindra which has more women in the workforce than men.
Hmm.
Currently, out of the 180 people who work for Tech Mahindra Foundation, more than 100 are women,
Oh,
and
wow.
we've always had more women than men, including women leaders. Our
Hmm.
earlier CEO, for example, Dr. Loveleen Kakkad. Also, all the four healthcare academies that we currently have in Delhi, Mumbai, Mohali, and Pune are
Hmm.
led by women. Both the program heads that we have at the Foundation for Education and Employability are women. Critical functions such as HR and communications are managed by women. So you
Hmm.
can see that it's not just about participation, but participation at a central strategic level. Okay,
Right.
all of these women that I mentioned are part of the annual planning of the foundation.
Right.
So, I've been working in this sector, and I can say for certain that the kind of empathy and compassion and even commitment that women bring to the table
Right.
exceeds that by men by a long stretch. So,
And I totally agree with you, Mr. Kapoor, that empowered women empowerment at all levels actually would lead to an empowered nation. Thank you so much for joining us, all of us at the Bridge India magazine. A privilege to have you. It was great talking to you and wishing you good luck for your future efforts.
thank you very much, Karan. Thank you, and thanks to Bridge India for considering me for this interview. Thank you so much.